Hey, this is Marcus Gustafsson from aetest.com, and today we're going to create a logo reveal with Trapcode form. Check it out. So that's what we're going to create today, and I think you can apply this effect to your logo or text, or maybe just adding fire to text. Anyway, let's begin the tutorial. So let's get starting. Let's create a new composition. Let's create a new solid. Name it form. Let's apply the Trapcode form to the solid. So here we have the Trapcode form in its default settings. And Trapcode form is a particle system, very much like Trapcode particular. But the big difference is that form uses a grid system to arrange its particles, which means that all these particles is going to stay on the same place all the time. But we can shape this grid system by using layer maps and forces like spherical fields, which we're going to use later. So let's create some text that's going to form this grid system. So let's create a new composition. Name it text, width to 900 and the height to 300. Let's add the text. Let's scale it up. I'm pressing the S key. Something like that. Let's get back to our main composition. And let's set the base form to the same size as the text composition. So size in X to 900 and the size in Y to 300. Set the particles in Z to 1 for now. And we want particles in X and Y to be 1 particle per pixel. So we're going to set the X to 900 and the Y to 300. And we want to set the particles size to 1.4. And let's change the color to some light blue. Like that. So here we have a nice solid grid. Let's go into our fractal field. Set the displays to 80. And let's set the F scale to 22 so we get more details. And let's set the flow in Y to a -50. So it seems like the particle is moving upwards. Let's set the flow in X to 10. Good. So let's start shaping this grid system. So we need to drag down our text here. Let's get back to our form here. So we're going to use this layer maps. We're going to use color and alpha and fractal strength. So let's start with the color and alpha. So we're going to pre-compose this text composition to color and alpha. And set the color and alpha layer to color and alpha. Functionality to alpha. Map over X and Y. So here we have a shaped grid system, and the a bit too sharp right now, so we're going to into our text and color and alpha composition. And let's add the fast blur effect. Like that. Much better. Let's set the fractal strength. Let's see here, fractal strength. So we drag down our text composition again. Let's pre-compose this. Strength. Get in here. And we need to invert these colors, so create a new solid background, make comp size, move it beneath text, and let's add an new adjustment layer and apply the invert like that. Let's see here, layer, strength, map over X and Y. There, so we have a shape here, and these edges are a bit hard again, so we get into our text strength here. Let's apply a new adjustment layer, fast blur, and the level. Let's repeat edge pixels. Let's play around with this level effect a bit. Right, something like that. Great. Let's set the particles in Z to 2 now. Let's set the size in Z to 20. Great. Wait for it there. I think the O looks a bit too sharp, so we're going to adjust this just a little bit. There, better. So as you can see, the fire or the particles is shooting out in all directions. So we just want the particles to move upwards. So we want to like delete all these particles. So let's get into our text color alpha, and let's pre-compose this. We're going to add a mask to this, so let's pre-compose this. Text color mask. Move all attributes into the new composition. Let's apply a rectangle tool mask to it, like that. Let's add some feather to it. Better. And let's add the same mask to the strength. So we have to pre-compose this. Mask. Move all attributes. Like that. Cool. Let's preview this and see how it looks. Awesome. And let's start animating the reveal of the trapcode form. So let's get into our text color alpha. Let's animate the mask path of this. Let's set a keyframe for the path at the beginning, and let's move forward 2 seconds. Let's set a keyframe there. Let's get back to our first keyframe here. Select these 2 points, move them to the left. Let's get back to our main composition and see how it looks. There, and the mask is a bit too sharp right now, so we got to tweak it a bit. So we want to move this point something like that, so it looks like the trapcode form begins at this point, so it grows upwards. I want to add some more mask, more feather to it. Let's set a keyframe for the feather. Something like that. We want the first part here to move a bit slow, so we're going to set a keyframe here and move this to the right, so it moves slowly first. Let's preview this. Cool. And let's animate the strength as well. So let's add a new solid here. Name it fade and choose the color white. And let's apply the rectangle tool to it. So double click and let's set the feather. Let's expand the mask like that. And we want the strength animation to start a bit after the color and alpha animation. So let's move forward a bit. Somewhere over there. Like that. Now we want the strength to start. So set a keyframe for the path. Move forward. And move it to the right. Something like that. I think we need to move the strength a bit to the right anyway. To the left. And let's preview this so we see how it looks. Very cool. And let's add some glow to this. So we're going to type in glow. Just give it a sec. There's a lot of particles. Like that. So let's tweak the intensity a bit. That's radius. Right, that looks good. And we want to play around with the spherical field. So when the reveal starts, we want to disperse this a bit more. So we're going to set the position of the X and Y of the first sphere to the beginning here. And let's set the strength to, let's see here, radius to 400 maybe. Bit too much maybe. Let's set it to 30. Something like that. Let's set a keyframe for the strength. Press U to reveal all keyframes. Move it to the beginning and let's set the strength to 0. Cool. Let's add the text layer here. Move it beneath the form layer. Let's see if it covers all the text. Yep. Let's set this to 3D. Let's animate. Let's add a camera and animate it. 35 millimeters. Press OK. And there's a lot of particles in here, so it's a lot of demanding for your system. So we're going to set the display options to wireframe, so we can animate the camera much better. So let's press P and let's press A for point of interest and position. Set a keyframe for it in the beginning here. Let's zoom in. Zoom in. And I'm pressing the C key to toggle between the camera tools. There, let's rotate it something like that. Like that. Let's move forward a bit. And move right and zoom in, zoom out a bit. And move forward to like 3 seconds over here, something like that. And set, let's see here. Reset the properties. Set these 2 keyframes to easy ease. And hold down the control key and press these 2 keyframes. Let's see how it looks. Cool. So let's preview this with the real settings. Cool, that looks perfect. So we want to animate the opacity of this text. So let's press T for opacity. So around here. Yep, around here. I want to start with 0 and move to 100%. And around here we want to animate the opacity of this form. So we go into our form, animate the opacity of the particles. So press the stopwatch here and press U to reveal all the keyframes. And move forward around here, maybe here. Set the opacity to 0. There. And I want to add some more stylish background and some effects to Storm, so we add a solid background. Let's add the ramp effect. Set it to radial. Some dark bluish color. Like that. Maybe a bit brighter. Cool, and let's add the bevel to the text. Bevel alpha. It's a bit there, and let's add the ramp to it as well. Move it above the bevel. And let's set some grayish blue. Something like that. Let's add the drop shadow. Something like that. And let's animate the text as well. So we're going to animate the tracking. Press U to reveal the keyframes again. These 2 keyframes, and set the tracking amount to somewhere over here, and move forward and set it back to 0. Cool. Let's preview this. Cool, that looks perfect. Let me give you some other cool tips and tricks for this tutorial. Let's say you want to have some volumetric lights on this effect. similar to the Trapcode Shine plugin. You can use the fast CC Radial Fast Blur, apply it to the form layer, and look at this. That looks pretty cool to me. Just give it a sec. It's a lot of processing. Like that, looks pretty cool. You can change the amount if you want to. Cool. We're not going to use this effect, but it's a cool tip. And let's say you want to change the text of this effect. You can simply go into our original composition, our text composition, fire, and you see it will change perfectly. And let's say you want to have a more fiery look on the particles. Let's change the color to something like that. So anyway, that's the end of my tutorial. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Post all your work in the comments field. I would love to see what you guys can come up with. I will definitely check them out. This has been Marcus Gustafsson from aetas.com. Thanks for listening.